Welcome to Diva on a Mission podcast, where we share snippets of joy to uplift, inspire, and motivate you. I am your host, Eva the Diva, and I am thrilled to bring you stories that transform everyday moments into profound experiences. I am recording today's podcast under the Moratina tree. For those who know what the Moratina is, you know how sweet the drink is. But for those that don't know, I'll give you a reference. It's called the African sausage tree. And I'll put a picture or a link to the plant name and a link to the picture of what the sausage fruit looks like and what the sausage tree looks like, so that you can have it for reference. So I've also been using the Moratina plant to make tepache. So tepache, for those of you that know or that don't know, it is a fermented drink, usually that uses pineapple peels, pineapple core, and for me, I usually add orange peels and now the dried sausage tree, and then a little bit of sugar, and then leave it to ferment for about 2 weeks. Decant, add sugar, and leave it to ferment for another 1 week, and then usually it is ready to drink. And I have been selling it to my neighbors and my friends because it's very good if you have digestive issues. It helps you clear your digestive tract because, fermented drinks do that. And also, whenever I feel like I'm coming down with a cold, I'll drink, a glass of it, and usually on an empty stomach, and usually the symptoms will dissipate because it helps remove any excess mucus from your system. But anyway, that's to say that what this tree was meant for is usually for making the Moratina drink, which is a Kikuyu traditional brew that uses this Moratina plant, uses sugar cane and sugar and honey, and then they usually ferment that to make an alcoholic drink that gets you drunk. But for me, what I am doing is I'm minimizing the sugar in my tepache so that it doesn't give you an alcoholic buzz. It just is fermented, and the fermentation eats up the sugar to create the good enzymes that help your digestive tract and your body. So I bring this up to say that sometimes we don't know what we have, and this tree just happened to be in a shamba that my family owns, and we never paid attention to it. It wasn't until I started trying to reconnect to my culture, trying to reconnect to fermented foods and making use of everything that I have in my pantry or I have access to, that's when I realized the value of this tree. So sometimes there are things that we have within our grasp that we don't value. Yet, if we really start paying attention to using everything to its last drop, we will find value. And this past weekend, I spent Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, not a lot of time, minimum of 2 hours per day at a dance workshop. And I was realizing the value of trying to milk every minute of whatever time you have allocated. So for the workshops, they were about an hour to 2 hours, and you realize that if you plan that hour properly, you can utilize, you can learn a lot, you can achieve a lot in that specified time. And sometimes we are so busy we're so quick to say, oh, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that. And I say, if you even focus on just 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and focus solely on that, you will achieve a lot. And if you multiply that with every day, by the end of the week, you'll have moved very far. By the end of the month, you'll have achieved a lot. And this is a practice I'm also trying to implement in my writing. because I keep saying, oh, I need to make time to write and to make time to write. But then in reality, what I do is I end up just reading a bunch of stuff, scrolling, reading my emails, reading a book, thinking about the plot or whatever it is I need to write, instead of just actually writing. So if I even dedicate, say, time to thinking, so if I dedicate an hour, say I say 15 minutes to think through this idea, and then whatever it is that I have, I will put it down on paper for the next 30 minutes, and then the last 15 minutes I will review what I have written. If I even just do that one practice every day for a week, I will have achieved a lot by the end of the week. I'll have achieved a lot by the end of the month, by the end of the quarter, by the end of the year. So, spending time on this dance workshop, I realized that we just talk a good game about not having time, when we actually have enough time to put into practice whatever it is we want to achieve. Don't minimize the minute, don't minimize the second, don't minimize the hour, don't minimize the day. Because even if you're sitting in traffic, just like I'm sitting under this tree recording this podcast, you can achieve a lot. So do not discount whatever time you have. If you're waiting for someone for 10 minutes, you can take that time to record something, put it into TurboScribe, transcribe it, and then you have something to work with. If you even do a session before bed, 30 minutes before bed, you take it, do a voice note, all right, whatever it is, journal, whatever it is that feels comfortable to you, do that. At the end of whatever time period, when you look back, you'll have achieved a lot. So, value of time. Don't throw away your scraps, because even those scraps can make you tepache. Even that little 10 minutes can make you a book. It can make you wiser. It can make you more profitable. It can make you more efficient. So stop saying you don't have time. Make time for the things you don't like, you say you don't have time for, and before you know it, you'll have achieved it. And I hope that is a tidbit worth listening to, and I hope that provides value to you. Again, this is Eva the Diva from Diva on a Mission podcast. Subscribe to Diva on a Mission podcast on YouTube. Leave us a comment, or if you want to send an email, send it to doampodcast@gmail.com, or if you're on TikTok, follow us at DOAMpod. Until next time, have a beautiful, productive week.